Aloha, everyone. I'm going to do a reading for the collective for the full moon in Aquarius coming up on, technically in Hawaii, it's going to be on the 8th, August 8th, but in the rest of the world, it is going to be on the 9th. So it happens around 10 p.m. here in Hawaii. And I like to get it exact because I always try to get my hair cut on the full moon as it's waxing. You don't want it as it's waning, but that's the secret to having like thick, luxurious hair. I don't know if it's going to work for me, but I'm holding on to what I got. So that's like a tip if you didn't know. It's an old witch's trick, old secret of getting your hair cut on the full moon for healthier, more luxurious hair. And it does really work too. You can tell. Maybe not for me, but we'll see. All right, so I'm going to pull some cards. I'll do a Celtic Cross first, then I'm going to pull a Portal card, a Lion card, and a Dragon card for the collective, for this full moon energy, and for whatever's coming, whatever's happening right now. I tend to pull as an energetic snapshot, and then some potentials and possibilities present themselves. I don't really divinate. It's more of how can we increase the likelihood of what's desired and limit the challenges and things that aren't. What we think is not a blessing will be later. And then there's ways we can more easily navigate it. We'll split the cards here. I'll push these up out of the way a little bit. And so first card, and we pull from the middle of the deck, is the World reversed. And so this first card often represents like an energetic snapshot of what the overall energy is like, what's playing out, what's happening for us in general. And with the World reversed, I always see the World card as like a portal energy that comes in and opens us up to the divine and be able to see everything that's around us. It's not quite the highest card in the deck. The highest is actually the Fool, because the Fool represents everything as like spirit. But this is when we remember spirit and we come back to that wholeness again, like we've completed the journey. And it's like, oh yeah, right. When something amazing happens and we really feel that vibe and that connection. So with it reversed, I'm just feeling like we're in that flow, we're in that portal, but we're not quite through the other side. So like in the science fiction movies and things, when you go into the portal, there's all these lights and there's this transition and it's disorienting. And that's what I feel like we're in right now, is this kind of disoriented, like what's going on? I thought everything was supposed to be better, if there is such a thing as better, and things feel more chaotic or more confusing. And so that's how I'd read this, is that this is, if you're feeling that, that's normal, that we are going through a transition period. And during transitions, it can feel confusing and disorienting. So just to help normalize that for those of you that are wondering, like, I was in a really great place and I thought everything was going to get better, and it doesn't feel that way right now, but it actually is, because it's just not clear yet, whatever we're moving into. And so the next card is the energy that can cross us or uplift us. It's the energy of the challenge or the liberation point, is often how I see it. And the Ten of Cups is a beautiful card for this, because working with the energy, and this just came up in a reading I did today, of that connection with community that has to do with the emotions and feeling connected, not just being at a gathering or being in a luxurious space. You're in what it feels like nature, and you're in the hearts, and you're interconnected. So like the heart coherence with yourself and then with others, and how that would just resonate, and there'd be rainbows and kids playing and people would feel safe. So this is a beautiful card to work with, especially with this energy, where it can feel a little chaotic or confusing, or like something doesn't feel safe, or something bad might happen. This is like the reminder that you are loved and cared for, and you have community, and you have spirit guides and family all around you. So that's a great card to work with, a great energy. I'm going to put it off to the side here, as it'll represent working with the whole cross. So the cross is the masculine energy, and then this would represent the circle that must be with the cross in order to have the divine feminine and the ability to pivot and listen to intuition rather than blindly charging ahead, blindly focused on the target. So you need the circle for that balance and for the wholeness. And so that's what that energy represents as we work with the rest of the deck, the cards. So the next card represents the subconscious, the long ago past, things that are held, things that are revealing themselves, coming up from the surface. And this is the theme that's I've been feeling for this month and ongoing, is when the unconscious, the subconscious thoughts and programs come to the surface. So the King of Swords is somebody that's very clear, decisive, like military minded, like no fuss, no muss. They just cut right to the core of things. And with this reversed, it's like those thoughts and those, what you could call blocks to transformation, shift, and liberation. And even blocks is not like an appropriate word. It's more like what is being believed and manifested unconsciously. And now that's coming to the surface, especially as we go through this portal, this transition of everything that was being held is being uplifted into the light, into the knowing and the feeling in particular. And that's where this was going to come in handy, is knowing you have support and knowing there's people around you that can help, that you don't have to do it alone, especially with this moon in Aquarius, similar with Pluto in Aquarius now, is it's going to be about community and connections and how we can support each other. It's no longer like the lone wolf or I got this, I can face whatever challenge comes my way. And that's true, you can, but it's so much more fun and easier when we have a community to help lighten the load and really support us when we need it. And this could be energetically too. This could be your spirit guides and other aspects of self through other dimensions and everything else. And then the next card represents the recent past, like what led you to this point. And with the Four of Pentacles, I often see this as of like a letting go and allowing, like letting go of the comfort, letting go of the things we thought we needed to feel safe and supported in the world. This could be like letting go of a job. This could have been letting go of a relationship. This could be just letting go of the need to do things a certain way and trust that stuff's going to work out. Like jumping into the portal, like, I don't know what's on the other side of this thing, but I know I'm being called and I got to do it, because to not do it is just like stagnant and health issues and everything else. And anybody that's gone through that, it feels like there's some people that are going through that now. It's like you get to a point where you're like, okay, I just got to make a change. I got to do something differently. I can't keep living like this. And it feels like you did that. You jumped into the portal and you're willing to risk the unknown to accomplish and achieve or attain something that has felt elusive, but is already a part of you. Otherwise, it wouldn't show as the world. And so the next card in this position represents hopes, dreams, desires, the conscious mind. If this is this unconscious and subconscious, this is the conscious mind and what comes to the surface, and is very appropriate as it is this uplifting, this coming through and releasing of what I see this as what no longer serves. It's almost like an energy body or a veneer or something that has been held in place that created like stagnancy or a feeling of stuckness. And it almost feels like candida is what it reminds me of. Is candida is like this organism that lives within our body that basically is kind of like energetically replicates our whole body. And it's like this fungus type material. I'm not like a health expert or anything, but it's similar to that, where there's this like energetic overlay that's being held in place from our habits and from our thought patterns. And when we start shedding that, like when we don't eat as much sugar and we start making other dietary choices, or we start changing how we think about things, it sheds this skin, it sheds this energy and allows us to rise to another level in the sense of like cleaning your temple of the body, like sweeping your house. Like all of a sudden it just feels better. So I just feel better. And wow, I actually like where I live. Or, oh, I forgot how much I wanted to decorate, or I forgot about my altar or whatever you have in your space that is sacred to you, and like taking more care and concern for that. And that's always representative of the body, and the body being the temple where the spirit is housed. And that's in connection with this energy here, where it's through the felt emotions, through the felt connections that we understand and know the divine, especially in nature, where that pattern of perfection is revealed. So the next card is what we're moving into, the energy over the next week or two. And so with the Chariot, this is like fast moving, this is victory. This is also a level of protection. And it's not often talked about, but it's basically where you take your fortress with you wherever you go. You're kind of a little walled off and guarded, not in a negative way, but in a way that you can go into an environment like wearing a spacesuit or something and be anchored in it, but not overwhelmed by it. So I think this is a really great energy that as we come through that portal, you're going to come out on the other side feeling like a level of liberation and also protection and a sense of victory and support. And let me tune in a little more. They're having me really focus on this energy right here and the wisps of energy coming in. And this feels like solar activations and the activations of our DNA, where more and more of this is coming to the planet. And that's part of what we're feeling now is these shifts and transformations and maybe a physical discomfort, and then getting to the other side and starting to see what it's all about and why it's happening and feeling empowered by it. Even if the symptoms still exist, it's no longer like, what's wrong with me? Why is this happening? It's like, oh, this is part of my upgrade. This is part of the ascension process. And I can love and embrace it. And then it's not as big a deal. Same with like pain. Pain is just a sensation. And so those of us that have got good at running for long distance or have been in pain for a period of time, it's almost just a nuisance more than anything that you're afraid of or concerned about. There's this pain that is unhealable in a sense. And this maybe is too graphic, but like when you lose a limb or something, that's the kind of pain like, oh my God, like I needed that. But if it's like a broken arm or something, you know, like, oh, yeah, this is a lot of pain, but I know it's going to heal. So this is what it reminds me of is I may be moving through things that are uncomfortable, but I know I'm going to heal, or I am healing, or I'm becoming more whole as a result of it. That whatever happened here was so I could get to this place, so I could get to the other side of the portal. And so the action with this is the Two of Pentacles. So it's, I read that as finding balance, balancing the light and the dark. And this feels like money and resources. Let me just tune in a little more about that. Because it's almost like how some of that weight, they're showing it how it's weighing some people down, and other people are more liberated and free in a sense, even though they don't have as much. And this holds on to like the Four of Pentacles is like, it feels like more of that invitation to let go, to actually trust that things are going to work out. And this could be the split. This could be the bifurcation of people that want to hold on to the material and the things they think they need to feel safe. And then those that are like, you know what, the universe will provide. I'm going through things, but I know I'm going to come out and it's going to work out. I have my guides, I have community, I have what I need. It may not look that way materially, but there's this willingness to surrender. So the action would be surrender, not into like apathy or being complacent, but like a surrender into an action of, okay, I'm going to surrender and trust that I'm moving towards something that I can face. And when it shows up, to face it as the Chariot, as the hero, as the one that triumphs in the face of adversity. And so the next card is card representing the environment. And that's very appropriate with the Tower. Tower reverse, so it's usually a lesser of the upright. And this is when there's upheaval, when there's a lightning strike that destroys old foundations and systems. And this is coming in, and has been coming in, where these old systems and these old ways of interacting and being are being revealed, and the chaos that ensues. So this is the external is the same as the internal. So we're witnessing all these things being revealed that were hidden in the shadows, the changing of systems, the good or bad, or however you want to label it. Things are shifting and changing, and the earth changes as well. And this is the same with internally, where things are coming up to be felt and released and moved through with trust and faith. And so the next card is my favorite question to ask is, what is it we need to know? And with the King of Pentacles is really great, because where this is the emotional comfort and community, this is like the wise sage or the person that has their manifestations aligned and they get their needs met, where they're tuned in and connected with nature, which is why the wolf's with him. In the Rider-Waite deck, he's sitting on a throne covered with vines and lush greenery. And in the Rider-Waite, he's often holding a scepter that would only be found in the major arcana, representing like the Christ consciousness or the Christ. And this could be female or male. And so this card, I think, is beautiful in that it's reminding you of your divine nature and you're being provided for by the universe, and to trust that things are going to work out. And when you don't, go into nature and connect with her rhythms, connect with her sounds, with the vibration, put your feet on the ground, feel that connection, feel the growth that's happening all around you, and allow that to sustain and support you. And then the potential outcome of this is the Hermit. And this is, I'm seeing this as that inner light and that ability to like levitate, really, which is interesting on this one, because she's actually levitating, where you attain this level of inner knowing and wisdom that you transcend the illusion of the game. You're still very much in it, but you become a light, you become a way shower for others to find the path that you took, not from a place of needing them to take the same path. And you don't even need to say anything or run out or teach anything. You just embody it as the light, which I like, because in the Rider-Waite deck, he's holding the lantern, but in this one, she's just sitting there levitating, being that light. She is that light, and she's embodied that light. And this is similar to the Chariot, where you're moving more and more towards this, where no longer is there the nature of needing to be walled off or closed or armored. Now you are like protected in that field of light, like the sun that emanates, and things can't get too close to it that are not in resonance. So let me just do an overview of all that. Is basically what I'm getting is, you're doing great, you're on the right path. If things feel confusing and you feel like you made a mistake, you didn't. You're moving in the right direction, and you're feeling the shifts and changes of the planet. And there's going to be another choice too. You may have to let go of some more, or you may witness this going on in the collective where people are struggling, and your ability to not get caught up in it is going to help not only them, but you stay on the course to embody your abundance and also the inner light and the wisdom that you are. I feel like we really can be a master that can have the resources and also be spiritually attuned, that you don't have to reject material things in order to be spiritual. So this would be like King Solomon, and then like a Jesus or Mary Magdalene type energy, where you have the two combined and you have these resources and this ability to overcome the challenges and the things that in the past were restricting you and holding you in place. So what you let go of is going to be coming back tenfold, is the message I'm getting. And so we'll pull a portal card. This is the Sacred Forest Oracle. And I'm running out of daylight. The sun's going down here. I prefer natural light. We'll see if we'll make it in time before the sun totally disappears, at least for tonight. And get Willow Spirit, flexibility. Let's see if I can find. Read what that represents. It's number 43. Thicket of Thorns. Oh, whoops. 48. The light and shadow. It's a good example of what light and shadow does. The Willow Spirit, flexibility. At the edge of the forest pond grows a large willow. Her branches slip lightly into the waters. As the wind rises, her elegant boughs sway to and fro like a mystic dancer. Her dangling leaves whisper across the water in lazy designs. The spirit of the willow says, be flexible in your life, be willing to bend rather than break. Be amenable to change, and you will flourish in wondrous ways. So that's really a great way to recap that. I love these cards because they just always put a nice little bow on readings I do, where it's what you did in the past, how you were able to let go of something you thought you needed, is put you in this portal where you're going to come out feeling much more strong and confident and safe in the world. And there'll still be some more challenges and trials and things you'll notice around you, but ultimately it's going to lead you to the abundance you were seeking that you thought you gave up, and also that inner light and connection. So this is a really great reading. So if this has found you, congratulations, you're doing awesome, and there's more coming. And right now is going to maybe feel a little weird, and that's why you came across this, is for me to let you know. And this is what I do as a healer, is I remind you that it's all going to work out, that you are an amazing, infinite, all-powerful being that came here to play in this illusion and this game, that you're going to win because you remember, because you feel, and because you have support. See what the lions have to say. Revelation, and there's that childlike energy. And so white lions are basically like the star beings incarnate here on this planet to remind us of our godlike nature, of who we really are, what a divine human is. And it's not what we were taught in school. In fact, anything you were taught, just go to the exact opposite of that, and that's more likely going to be the truth. And so I love this too, with the childlike energy, which is like what gets us to this level where we just are enlightened and able to levitate, where we're in our joy, we're in our passions, and things just work out because we're approaching it from love, peace, joy, play. And the dragons in here. It's the natural light before we're over. Everybody, I don't know if that's annoying or not, or just keeping it real. This is how I roll. I adapt with whatever's happening. I could turn on a light, but it's going to kill the vibe, I think. And the dragons say, get the golden solar dragon. Yes, that's how I always see that the Christ-like energy is. And this could be a masculine or feminine, is the energy of the sun, the solar, the golden frequency that really melts away what's stuck, stagnant, and feeling unloved. And it doesn't matter how dark or scary or evil it seems, there's a receptivity you'll have to it. It's just how much and how bright. And that's what I mean with the light that we shine. It'll draw people to us or it'll push them away, but they may be in the periphery and they'll come closer. So if there's people in your life you're worried about and concerned about, just keep living your life and your joy and your passion and speaking from a place from the heart, not to try to change anyone or anything, but to just be your authentic self. And that's going to draw people to you, and people that even seem triggered are later going to come to you months from now, years from now, who knows, and be like, you're the only one I can talk to about this. I thought you were crazy when you said it, and now I want to know more. And so let me read what the solar dragon represents. Helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. So yeah, definitely, like the masculine energy is what allows us to move and create, and the feminine is what we need to listen to in order to do it in a way that's healthy and balanced. So I think that's a great little flow here. The energy feels really good, and if this has found you, yeah, I'm super happy for you. You're gonna you're doing great, and hope you all have an amazing full moon and rest of the month and year. It's an exciting time to be alive. And if you want to dive deeper, if you want your own reading, you can go to jasondonaldsonhealer.com. I have various offerings. I also do spirit guidance mentoring to help you embody, live, and bridge the realms so you can have an amazing time here. All right. Catch y'all later. Aloha.